So just while I begin, I'd like you to just take a few nice deep breaths and just gently close your eyes. And you're going to begin just thinking about the very top of your head, just bringing your attention to that little point right at the very center of your head. And I'd like you to just imagine a golden light there. Just gently begin to feel that golden light moving down through your head. And as that light moves down, you can just gently begin to feel the tension in your scalp just ease off gently and easily. You can just let your forehead relax more and more. And as you just breathe out, you can just imagine all the tension around your eyes easing off as they begin to feel a little bit heavier with each breath that you take. And just allow that light to move down through your jaw. And as it moves through your jaw muscles, you can ease off any tension. Just allowing each breath to let you feel the ability to trust in the mystery of life as you just sigh out any tension. Taking a moment to thank your neck muscles for keeping your head held high. Thanking your mind for being open to any thoughts and feelings that come in over your time with me today. And quite often in life, when we feel that tension around our shoulders, it's because we have a sense of things that we should be doing. And in this moment, I'd like you to just remind your body that the only thing that you should be doing just now is letting yourself be completely present. Just remind your body that in this current moment, nobody wants anything and nobody needs anything. And there's nobody that you have to be. So let go of all of those shoulds. Let your shoulders relax. And let your to-do list just drift off your fingers, one by one, as your shoulders release all of that tension. Just breathing in fresh inspiration and breathing out any sorrows as you just feel your lungs gently fill and expand and contract without any sense of push or pull, just feeling that sense of strength building within you, that sense of peace wash over you, knowing that the two can actually come together. Strength and peace at one within your body, with each and every breath. Feeling that rise and fall in your abdomen now. As you go deeper still now. Drifting that light from your head right down around your hips, taking away any tension, allowing your whole upper torso to feel heavy Just letting yourself sink in to the ground, feeling connected to the earth. Letting any tension drift off your legs as that light fills up your legs. And little by little, each toe becomes still now. And as you go deeper still now, you can drift to wherever your unconscious mind will take you. As your body is filled with light, it lets you drift to a place where there is only peace, calm, and tranquility. And nothing concerns you other than the relaxing sound of my voice. You can be aware that there really is no reason at all to make an effort to try to hear or to understand each and every word that I might say or not say. Here, as you rest so quietly over there. And it can be a comfort for you to know that your unconscious mind will hear and understand everything that is important to you. And it's so much easier to just allow those things to occur in their own way, while your unconscious mind can drift off to somewhere else entirely. Your unconscious mind can drift like the wanderings of a fairy flying off to the top of a mountain, or landing at the top of a fortified castle, allowing you to see everything around you, allowing you to have crystal clear perception, knowing that candles light the way ahead, knowing that with your mind fully open to receiving, you can be open to being able to bring in new thoughts and perceptions of the world. Being ladies full of gifts, knowing fine well that the act of withholding is not welcome in your world. In fact, withholding information is another way to lie. And if you are doing this, or if somebody is doing it to you, in order to keep manipulations and control in your life, then you need to open your mind to acknowledge whether or not perhaps others are not quite good enough, or have made you feel that you are not quite good enough. Now is the time for you to address this concept of withholding. If you see this in any aspect of your life, it's a time for change. Giving to others with the idea of getting something in return is being warned against here. The best way out of this mire is to give with honesty and with an open heart and without expectation. Becoming ladies of gifts, you can be generous and compassionate, and you can always start again, blowing dreams out to others. not withholding your heart or building walls around yourself, knowing that when you're full of generosity, you can also receive easily, and gifts will flow to and from you with your clear heart. With this clear heart, you can be honest about yourself and about your own compulsive tendencies. Perhaps you may notice as you stand at the top of that hill or castle, little moths lying towards flames. Those little moths all too easily switch from one addiction to the other, much like yourself being easily distracted from the discomfort of uncertainty and the thoughts and emotions that arise when you aren't single-mindedly pursuing a goal. Moth Spirit calls to you to practice moderation in all things and recognize when you think that you're headed towards the light, but are really heading into a fire that will cause burnout. Why are you so resistant to letting up? Could you be avoiding difficult emotions that you need to feel and release? Take a moment to acknowledge yourself as the lady of the gift. Breathe in a sense of inspiration and breathe out any sorrows or grief that you need to release. Let those moths be guided on winds of change. You can gently sigh and let go. Now is a time to do a fearless inventory so that your addictive tendencies can be toned down and rechanneled into enthusiastic activity in moderation. You are not a machine. Listen to Moth Spirit message that a change is needed to support your well-being. Maybe deep down, you know that you've become too attached to something and someone. Let go of your need to control the outcome and allow yourself to remember the many ways that you want to channel your energy to relationships, to work, self-care, and to other pursuits that you value. And just take a moment to realize that each and every day, people will come to ask me for help with this problem or that, who tell me that they do not have the motivation or the determination or the drive to succeed, to make those changes for themselves which are necessary to improve the quality of their life. And I tell them that the person who has no motivation did not come here today. That person who has no motivation did not arrive at time, if at all. And that person who has no motivation is not listening to my words right now. You see, you do have motivation. And you have the motivation to increase your motivation as well. And sometime soon, you're going to find yourself in that situation again, where you know that something must be done, and you know that you are the person to do it. but for one reason or another, you find yourself putting off doing it for another day. And you want to break this habit of procrastination. And you can. Because I will now teach you a little strategy that you can use whenever you feel like delaying doing something that you would really like to be able to tackle right away. Now I want you to think of something that you keep on postponing, finding yourself reluctant to purposefully get on with it. Perhaps you could choose a certain task that's been bothering you for the past few days. And instead of putting that task to another day, I want you to say to yourself, it will be good to get it done because, and just think. Give yourself a reason for doing it now. Okay? I want you to visualize the benefits of doing it now and make a pleasing picture of that task completed. And if that task being completed makes you feel tied up or surrounded by too many dragons and schedules and makes you actually feel down, then it's time now to make a change. Consider this. Are you moving in too many directions? Are you taking on too much for others? Are you rested? Are you eating properly? Do you enjoy what you're doing? It is time to put these things in order. Make sure that you have some sacred time just for you each day. Step back and prioritize the things in your life and do all things in the spirit of joy. A job done without joy is of no benefit to anyone. Release all worried and crowding thoughts into the wind of transformation. Stand in the wind and let it blow your hair. Bring your mind back to yourself as the lady of the gift at the top of that mountain or castle. Feel the winds of change blow through your hair, through your clothing, blowing all the negatives away from your being. Feel them release, being picked up by the wind and lifted away. Rejoice in nature and its healing ways. It's okay to cast away a few dragons. It's important to be nice to your body. It is doing its best to be good to you. When you have too many things on your mind, too many directions in which to go, you tend to stress the body beyond its comfort zone. It is important to release from your life that which is not in your best interests. Do not overschedule. If you are the one who's caught in the "if I don't do it, who will" trap, release everything that you need to do, and you will soon see that others will take up the slack. It may be their lesson that you are hanging on to when it needs to be released, so that they can learn their lesson that they need for their growth. Ask yourself why you hang on to these tasks. Are you trying to be a super person in order to please others? Or because you feel you have to prove your worth? Or do you just have an ego thing going where you feel others cannot do things as well as you can? It's time to get over it. If it's something you love to do, you will know it's for you. If not, think it over. It's important to remember to not overschedule children. They need to be just children, and that includes your own inner child, as this is a time for them to learn to create on their own, a time for their imagination to be able to flow. It's good to be bored once in a while. Boredom is a time when your inner child can discover what lies within its mind and discover their potential. Take a moment now to imagine yourself lying on your back, staring at the clouds, and just seeing what pictures you can see in them. And now I want you to notice the feelings that go along with that thought and that picture. Bring your mind now to the first task that I asked you to consider. It will be good to get it done because has reframing that task with all these different steps made it a bit more easy to bring into your mind. Can you let go of the need to feel tied down? Let yourself feel like a cloud, looking up at the clouds and seeing what picture's there. Just staring at the clouds is a vital part of every child's right. The time to have to daydream and just be. Now it's time for you to lie in the grass. Feel those tiny blades against your skin and just stare up into the clouds. It's important to let the child within you come out once in a while. Let those nature spirits come to you and ease your thoughts. Connect with the nature spirits and their transforming ways to bring balance within. Ground yourself firmly to the earth's crystal core through a direct line to the crystal within your heart. Plant your feet firmly upon the crust of the earth and align your heart with the sky so you can be balanced above and below. So mote it be. Tap into those good feelings now. Notice how good and satisfying they are, and how mentally you can pat yourself on the back for whatever task it is that you wish to do now. And each time you find yourself lacking in motivation or procrastinating against your better judgment, you will remember to keep these thoughts and feelings in mind, bringing this strategy of visualizing the benefits of doing that task and making a pleasing picture of that task completed. Now that you have the opportunity to learn something about yourself, something that you can do to meet your own goals, I wonder how many ways you'll find to use this new ability of yours creatively on your own behalf. Wherever you find yourself now, keep that lady of the gift in mind. Allow those gifts to grow in your life each and every day forth, so that you can easily return to the here and now, feeling full of confidence and motivation to do whatever task makes you feel happy, able to fly freely away, strong as a dragon, but light as a moth, surrounded by a bubble of protection for yourself. With this in mind, bring yourself gently back to the here and now, focusing in on each of your 5 senses. Firstly, bringing to your attention your sense of hearing as I gently just ring some Tibetan chimes, just bringing yourself back to the here and now. Bringing your attention to your sense of touch, gently placing one hand over the other, and just vowing to yourself to really appreciate your own hands, what they can do over the next few days, determining that those hands will manifest whatever it is that you set up for yourself during this meditation. Take a moment to take a nice deep breath in, just appreciating whatever scents are around you. When you complete the rest of the evening, take a time to really appreciate your own sense of taste. Make sure you drink plenty of water before going to bed, and in your own time, appreciate your own sense of vision as you gently open your eyes.